Welcome once again is Alchemy of Life lectures, guys. And you guys said you wanted live assumption videos, so we'll have lives. These type of videos, the audios are easier to, quicker to get out. You know, that's kind of what I mean by easier. But today we're gonna talk about a little hack. It's something that I've learned. It goes beyond the law of assumption, but like manifesting period, law of attraction, law of assumption. Law of attraction is just the law. It's learning electromagnetism. Learning about your electromagnetism. That's a hack within itself when you know that. And you can combine it with the law of assumption. But today is an amazing hack that I'm going to go over. And it's also going to explain why a lot of people, a lot of you may be experiencing delays or whatever. I mean, there's really no blocks. Unless you believe, but just you're experiencing these energies real time in the physical when it comes to your manifestations. And it gives you a real time look. So we're going to talk about building up energy / momentum, aka if you go to the Kabbalion, the law of rhythm. Building up energy. The law of rhythm, the swing of the pendulum to one side is the swing of the pendulum to the other. The principle of rhythm, not the law of rhythm, the principle. Its principle and law are different. Just had to get that out the way. That's my fault. So, building up energy. So, basically, a lot of the times we have these lofty ass goals and dreams, which is amazing. And that requires energy. It requires energy. Okay? Now, how much energy? Like, if we can, write down our goals and dreams, especially the bigger ones, or ones that we believe are bigger, or will, rely on us sustaining it, for some time, like being in a long-standing relationship that's going to allow, you to have, your life's going to allow you to have that through, your energy, your aura, your auric field. Now, what I mean by that is how it sustains in your life. And does it sustain in your life? Because you have a lot of manifestation coaches talk about keeping your manifestations. They get you through all these videos that they did, and then they, throw the keep your manifestation video out there. But it's really a deal of energy. It's all energy work. Dolores Cannon was right. But it's like, I look at it, how much energy am I going to need? Because I'm not going to be, building up energy for the whole thing, the whole go-around, most of the time, especially if it's going to be something that's going to be a long-standing commitment in my life. But you're going to need enough energy to get the thing going and rocking and rolling, which is going to take a lot more than you think. A lot of people, there's ways to look at it. So a lot of people just aren't, they don't have enough energy built up. So they use a lot of their energy manifesting, and then when they're spiraling and, a lot of the energy can leak through negativity. And that's kind of where it seems to be. Because it's one thing that, because it takes energy to manifest, obviously. If your energy was just going there, okay, cool, okay, but then it's also going elsewhere for a lot of other people. So then you have the like a sinking ship. So you got to kind of solve the issue, patch the boat up, find the leaks, So this is dealing with yourself when you're spiraling. It's okay, that happens. Just know how to deal with yourself. That when it happens, you can snap in and out if possible. That's going to be a you thing. How do you deal with that? I know for me it was just noticing what was going on and accepting. You just got to accept yourself. It's kind of a smooth process. It's not like this completely surgical, logical thing all the time. It's just, okay, that happened. I generally have better, a plethora more, greater thoughts, so I know that negativity with zero emotion, with almost no emotion behind it, is not going to manifest, So then there's that. So building up energy, so how can we do this? How can, because it's really, really important, because how I look at a lot of, when I go to manifest, from here on out, is how much energy am I going to need? And then I want to build just a stockpile of it. So, it's going through the motions of, are you leaking energy? Because if you're building up energy but you're leaking energy, you see what I'm saying? So you're going to kind of want to get that out first. And then, as we build up energy, one of the greatest things we can do to build up energy is breath work, prana, chi. Because we literally breathe life into these, into our manifestations. We literally breathe life into it. So breath work is going to be very key. Multiple forms of breath work, because manifestation deals with earth, air, fire, water, ether, we're gonna find, I would suggest finding, I would suggest doing breath work, period, but, you have like breath of fire, that's fire element. You have the ocean breath, that's water. You get me? Then you can find a breath that deals with the air element, obviously, and then a breath that, deals with the earth element. And what you can do is, as you're building up that energy, you can dedicate this, that breath work to that manifestation. And as you're doing that breath work, as you're breathing, you're dedicating those, because breath is literally life and spirit, you're dedicating that part of your life and your spirit to the manifestation itself. So that's a whole new different level of energy work on top of, already just, building up the energy itself. So then mudras. You can do mudras to build up the energy. My favorite is the Lord Ganesha mudra. Look it up. It is the maker of men and women. It can be quite difficult, but it's amazing for, it's amazing for clearing clearing the roads in your life, aka when we do mudra, we're opening portals inside of the body, quite literally. Energy portals inside the body, but physical tunnels inside the body. Lymphatic system, this system, that system, because these are pressure points. So you can see those areas of your body, those veins, those things opening up, becoming clear, what needs to be clear. It's also a great mudra, not just for, clearing the roads, but for building really willpower and wherewithal. Because it's, in martial arts, a mentor of mine told me, in martial arts they call it the unbreakable lock, or hold. If you just look up Lord Ganesha mudra, it should look like, one hand over the other, and like the hand, it's like over the heart, and the, left and right elbows are out. You'll look at Lord Ganesha mudra, you'll see it. It's quite difficult. One of the more, I won't say quite difficult because I've been doing it, but it will make people, it will definitely test your willpower, and because when you see why they call it the unbreakable lock, because you're going to be holding this thing for 15 to 20 minutes. I would start off at 5 minutes 22 seconds, getting yourself in the door 3 times a day, and then move up to 15 to 20 minutes, and you'll see why. Then you'll see why. That's all I'll say. For those who want to do the work, do it. But you can dedicate that unbreakable lock to say you're manifesting an SP. So now you can be doing breath work and a mudra at the same time. Dedicating it, this to that, but these are just things that you can do to build up the energy. And now you're dedicating this unbreakable mudra this in an energetic form, you've energetically, given your bond becomes unbreakable, so to speak. That's more of an advanced tip, especially if you're about getting up and doing the work. So basically, keeping the body in tip-top shape, cleaning the body out, detoxing it. That's just simple. Draining the lymphatic system. So going on 72 hours, no food, just liquids, and supplements. Definitely, distilled water, colloidal silver, fleshing yourself out. Binders, charcoal, baking soda, whatever, to bind the toxins and help them flush out. But that will, that's just gonna lighten the body. We have things called light bodies as well, so keep that in mind. And that's gonna lighten the load. That's very key. Very key. It just keeps, the water inside of your body active, flowing, not stagnant. I've dealt with that before, so I know. It's we can really go through all the elements. Because like if the water gets stagnant, then you can then it can be putrid, but you can purify the water through what? Through fire. So if you can purify the water through fire because you've been stagnant, then what can you do? Exercise. Fucking sweat. You sweat it out. All that putridness sweats out of you. And now, guess what? You've got what happens is you're burning it away. It becomes a gas. It goes back up into the air. The water cycle purifies, because the natural water cycle is vaporized, aka distilled water. So that's why it's probably the best water to drink. It's the most natural process to nature, closest to nature. Well, it's the same thing, 100%. So there's that, but this is how we can go through it. And by doing that, vaporizing, that putrid water out of you, burning it away, like boiling water in a pot, you're building up energy, new energy. You took that old stagnant energy and turned it into something greater. So now it's sitting next to the great energy that you had, the storage of that you had before. Okay, so there's diet, exercise, detox. That's another thing you do. So then we got breath work, mudras, meditation, any form of meditation, especially I would say one of the key things to building up energy for manifesting is the heart, because the heart is the key to above and below. The heart chakra is the middle pillar. It is the crossroads. So any crossroads deity or entity, you're gonna have to go through them to get to the upper world or the lower world. They sit at Midgard. They see everything, everyone, every being, no judgment. There's many different types of crossroads deities, from the Baron, Papa Legba. Jesus is a crossroads entity technically, 100%. Any heart chakra deity is a crossroads deity. Lord Ganesha, deities like that deal with opening roads or neural pathways. Anything that we do with opening new neural pathways deals with unclogging a road. Period. So then there's that. There's a plethora of things that we can do here, guys. So like I said, the key thing is building up love. So Agnes Vivarelli, Agnes Viv Vivarelli on YouTube has amazing meditations You know, so like self-love meditations, like I am a priority, I am first best. She has a lot of different shit on there. Amazing stuff, but like building up love and sending it to the collective, building up love and sending it to yourself. So if you build up love, go into a meditation where you go to a self, a sending and receiving love meditation, and you build up love, and you're gonna send it to somebody in a meditation, but you send it to yourself. Do that for a whole week, okay? With the setting the intention to build up, this energy, this excess energy, which is going to be stored in the Dantian area, which is the navel, aka the sacral, which is our sexual energy. What you're doing is you're building up this energy, and it's going to be stored there in your sexual center, so you can create, right? So you build up the love from the heart, and it's going to send it down to the sacral when you build up that energy, and it's also expanding the heart. There's, you can go more places on the board now, like Monopoly, So that can be a self-concept thing, that it works really well. Just like you want to send love to your person, okay, that works. Send love to yourself. Build up love and then send it to yourself. Do so a couple times a day, 2 or 3 times a day, every day. For a week, then do it see what happens, and do it, then do it for the next 3 months. With the intention to manifest certain things, and watch. The reason why I'm saying this is because when you have enough energy behind your manifestation, behind you, when you're manifesting, this is when a lot of these coaches say, oh, I manifest instantly, and it's either they're lying or they are, and they're just not really saying, or maybe they may not know this information, but I know a lot of them do, where you just gotta have enough energy and emotion. With the right, being able to conjure up the right emotion at will, and having enough energy is right there, manifestation right there. And then learning how to ground it through the elements. This is what we do, but this is your manifestation hack. Building up energy. So how can you build up energy? How many other ways? Yoga, you know what I'm saying? Like, so many different ways. Anything that works with your energy body, energy work, Reiki, many different things. But if you go into a certain thing with, into a certain meditation or something like that, with the intention to build up energy, you'll do so. It's gonna be stored in your lower area, your sexual center, your sacral chakra, and that's where you can call it forth from that point. So, I hope you guys love this. This is a good one. This is a hack. Your average manifestation coach isn't going to tell you this, but building up energy is key. Because if you don't have any energy for something that's going to be in your life for a long period of time, like, what I'm saying, it doesn't add up. It's just going to drain you at that point. It doesn't mean you can't have that thing. You'll just have to reroute so you don't get drained by that thing, or you don't drain it trying to get energy back. You see? So it causes a person to be either a taker, overtake or overgive. So it's just going back into balance within self. So, this is Alchemy of Life Lectures. Until the next time.